It's Kai the Radiation Guy with a look at radiation in the news over the last little while.
Reports indicated a spike in radiation levels in New York, with some social media users warning to prepare for worst-case scenarios. This was linked to drone sightings, suggesting possible environmental or security concerns. We'll dig a little deeper into that later. There were posts on X suggesting a nuclear blast off the California coast, although these claims were met with skepticism, and community notes clarified that the event was likely a natural earthquake, not a nuclear detonation. This sounds like it's been put to bed, so we won't spend any more time on this. CNBC did a bunch of segments on the Cigar Lake uranium mine. They discussed radiation and radiation safety measures. They also showed off our radiation dosimeters nicely. We'll put a link to the full video in the description. Reports indicated that radiation levels in New York City and the surrounding New Jersey area spiked, with some areas registering significantly higher counts per minute, CPM, than normal background radiation. This was associated with mysterious drone sightings, leading to speculation that these drones might be involved in monitoring or searching for radioactive materials. There were suggestions by some experts that this could relate to a missing nuclear device or radioactive materials. However, official sources, including the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, have not confirmed any significant health risks or the exact cause of these spikes. The situation has prompted concern on social media, with some users urging others to prepare for potential emergencies. There were reports of a lost radioactive source in New Jersey. The U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission issued an alert about medical equipment containing trace amounts of the radioactive isotope germanium-68 that was lost in transit. This led to speculation and discussions on social media about the use of drones to locate the material, though later reports clarified that the material was found and properly disposed of. I don't have anything to add about the alleged radiation spikes, but I do want to do a bit of a deep dive into the feasibility of using drones to look for smuggled nuclear weapons. My company has made radiation detection payloads for drones and robots for both the US and Canadian governments. Our products are designed to detect and map out elevated levels of radiation. Detecting a smuggled nuclear weapon requires a different approach because nuclear weapons emit very low levels of radiation, which would not be detectable at a distance above natural fluctuations in background radiation. According to a House hearing in 2005 on detecting nuclear weapons and radiological materials, plutonium devices can be detected in vehicles at portals, in cargo containers, and in vehicles at speed, if the device is unshielded or lightly shielded. Detection of devices containing highly enriched uranium, HEU, is very difficult and varies widely and is limited today to short range. In some cases, lightly shielded devices can be detected at portals. In other cases, they can be detected only if they are essentially unshielded. This was for portal monitors. Detecting radiation with portal monitors is relatively easy. The distance between the source and the detector is always consistent. The monitors are in a fixed position with known background radiation. Even if background changes a little due to weather conditions, it can easily be remeasured when there's no container at the portal. Even with these ideal conditions, 1 in every 40 scanned containers produced a false alarm. The hearings identified some opportunities to improve detection. One of them is active interrogation. Active interrogation is when you shoot gamma rays or neutrons at a target and see what gamma rays or neutrons come flying out. That's probably not something you want to routinely do in an uncontrolled environment where you would be exposing civilians to unnecessary radiation. Another one is gamma spectrometry, especially very high-resolution spectrometers like high-purity germanium HPGE detectors. These need cooling and other supporting equipment, and they end up more heavy and bulky and would need bigger drones to fly than, for example, the radiation detector payloads that my company makes. Using a spectrometer, you wouldn't look for an overall increase in background radiation, but you would look specifically at the type of gamma rays emitted from the fissile material. If you were looking for a lost nuke, would you use drones? I think so. You would probably also use other methods, but I think drones would be your best option. You can cover a large area with very few people, and less people need to know about it. If you do detect something, it's easy to fly a pattern to zero in where the reading is highest. This can't be done from the ground because there are buildings and other structures in the way. If people do try to shield themselves from the radiation, they would probably only shield the sides and not the top. So the radiation would be easier to detect from the air as compared to the ground level. Dirty bombs are easier to find than nuclear weapons because that material would likely give off a lot of gamma radiation. The isotopes best suited for use in dirty bombs can be detected with passive radiation detectors similar to those being deployed at ports both abroad and in the United States. The very feature that makes for a good dirty bomb, namely a strong source of radiation, also makes detection easier and shielding more difficult. House hearings identified that once a nuke has made it past the portal monitors, it will be difficult to find. My greatest concern is that we are moving forward with deploying technology that may catch the inept terrorists that attempt to smuggle a nuclear device or fissile material through our legal points of entry and miss the smart one that will slip in illegally with a pickup truck or a small boat to then construct and detonate a bomb in the United States. Although drones are a very good option. Another option would be routine mass deployment of radiation detectors on police personnel and vehicles with reach back to a central database to analyze the data.
That concludes the latest radiation-related coverage in the news. Check back to stay up to date and informed. Please let me know in the comments if I got something wrong. As I said before, I know something about radiation in general, but I'm no expert in nuclear weapons. Also, let me know if I missed any radiation-related news. Maybe we need to look at other news sources for the next radiation news segment.